Yes, people. Three men have been locked up for their part in a huge cocaine dealing operation, which was foiled by cops who hacked into their EncroChat messages. The men were involved in discussions of the buying, selling, and moving of at least 13 kilos of cocaine, valued at between 30 and 33 grand a kilo, during a 7-week period in the first COVID lockdown. They also discussed criminal cash assets of over 1.1 million, police said. The operation was orchestrated jointly by Jake Mead, 33, and Dale Reed, 31, who had previously been locked up for drug dealing. A third man, Liam McGrath, who had served 9 years in the military, rising to the rank of corporal, acted as a trusted courier and storeman. Mead from North Manchester and Reed from Middleton were jailed for 14.5 years, with McGrath from Oldham being handed a 7-year sentence at Manchester Crown Court on Monday. The operation was rumbled as part of Operation Venetic, the country's biggest ever law enforcement operation which infiltrated the EncroChat network. Mead, who went by the name Cookie Tender on the service and who the court heard had close links to the source of the drugs, orchestrated the operation with the help of Reed, who went by the names Naval Hound and Usual B, and was more involved in the distribution side. The pair hoped to make substantial financial gains and make themselves rich, the court was told. McGrath, who used the Encro name Stoic Rider, was not just a courier but also a custodian. He was entrusted to store some drugs. He acted under the direction of the two above him and took a wage more akin to a paid employee. The first uncovered messages involved discussions about their possessions of 2 keys of cocaine, the supply of 13.5 ounces, and them holding a total of 179 grand in either cash or drugs, the court was told. Mead discussed his involvement in an attempted importation from Colombia and said he owed a total of 194 grand to others. They also discussed the price fluctuation of the drug due to the pandemic, Helena Williams, prosecuting, said. The messages between the trio provided only a snapshot of the operation, a judge said, with the amounts of drugs and cash involved likely to be higher. McGrath was stopped on 9th Avenue in Oldham in April 2020, and Mead and Reed discussed deleting messages between them and placing their devices on lockdown and arranging for McGrath's device to be remotely wiped. However, he later comes back into conversations and is asked to collect 2 kilos of cocaine. By the 6 weeks of messages monitored by law enforcement, the messages between the trio showed they were in possession of 1 kilo of cocaine, and there were discussions of the importation of 10 more kilos. They also discussed their ability to obtain it more at cost price and buying a van with a built-in hide in order to transport the drugs and cash. Mead was arrested at his home in Chadderton in July 30th, 2020, with officers finding 4 grand in cash and a large quantity of designer goods. Reed was arrested the same day at his home in Blakely, where a small cannabis farm was found along with 40 grand in cash and a Cartier watch. McGrath was arrested in December 21 at an address in Ashton, where police recovered 4 snapbags of cannabis, empty snapbags and 2 sets of scales. All 3 gave no comment interviews. The 3 men all pleaded guilty to conspiracy to supply cocaine at an earlier hearing. Passing sentence, Judge Timothy Smith said the drugs trade was evil and a scourge on communities. The dealing of drugs is a trade that brings with it misery to those who use them, and also associated crime by those who use them and those who deal them, he said. He said the operation involved the buying and selling of cocaine on a commercial scale. It's clear you are heavily involved in drug dealing of cocaine at the very point communication is detected, he said. You, Mr. Mead, and you, Mr. Reed, effectively orchestrated this enterprise together. You each together hope to make money, and in your own words, Mr. Mead, make yourselves rich. Mead and Reed were both sentenced to 14 years and 5 months, with McGrath jailed for 7 years. They will serve half of their sentences before being considered for parole. Yeah, that's it for another one, people. Like, comment, check back for more, yeah? Peace.